3 a.m., the sound hit him first. Leather exploded against canvas in thunderous combinations that echoed through concrete walls. Bruce pushed through the door. Sweat-thick air slammed into his lungs, coating his throat with salt and copper. The fluorescent lights overhead buzzed like angry wasps, casting everything in stark white. The heavy bag swung wild on its chain, absorbing punishment that would hospitalize most men. Each impact sent shockwaves rippling through the leather, a rhythm of controlled violence. Then, silence. Muhammad Ali stood frozen mid-punch, fist hovering inches from the bag. Sweat poured down his bare chest, muscles glistening under the harsh lights. His shoulders rose and fell with each breath, steam lifted from his skin. Bruce stopped 3 steps inside, their eyes locked, neither man moved. The chain above the heavy bag creaked, swaying. Water dripped somewhere in the darkness beyond the lights. Bruce's pulse remained steady, but something shifted in the air between them, a recognition, a weighing of forces, a question neither had voiced yet. Ali's hand slowly lowered to his side, his jaw tightened. The greatest boxer in the world stood before the most dangerous martial artist alive, and someone was about to speak first. Ali dragged a towel across his face. The white terry cloth came away dark with sweat. "The movie star," he said, lips curling into a smirk that had launched 1,000 headlines. "You come down here to see real power." Bruce stepped closer. His shoes whispered against the concrete floor, each footfall deliberate, measured. The heat radiating from Ali's body reached him 3 feet away, pure furnace warmth, the byproduct of a machine that never stopped running. "I came to see the greatest boxer train." Ali's chest rose and fell, still catching rhythm after the heavy bag assault. His eyes tracked Bruce like a predator measuring prey. Then he moved, not forward, around. Circling in a slow arc, shoulders rolling, weight shifting heel to toe with that distinctive shuffle that made him untouchable in the ring. "You know what everyone asks me." Ali's voice dropped lower, intimate but edged with challenge. "They come up to me at parties, at press conferences, even at the damn airport." He stopped circling. The fluorescent lights hummed overhead, an electrical drone that filled the space between heartbeats. "Can Bruce Lee really beat you?" The question hung in the air like smoke. Few could understand the weight of those 7 words, how they carried the pride of 2 worlds, 2 philosophies, 2 men who had never lost to anyone who mattered. Bruce felt the concrete beneath his feet, solid and unforgiving. Ali's breathing had steadied now, controlled, waiting. Neither man blinked. One of them would have to answer a question that had no safe reply. Bruce held the champion's stare without flinching. His voice cut through the sweat-thick air, calm as still water. "We train for different purposes. You train to win in a ring under rules. I train to survive without rules." The fluorescent lights hummed overhead. Ali's jaw tightened. Then his face split into a grin, sharp, challenging, carrying an edge that had broken lesser men. "Sounds like an excuse." The words landed like jabs. Ali stepped closer, the distance between them shrinking. The concrete walls seemed to line inward. Heat radiated from the champion's body, waves of it pressing against Bruce's face. "Maybe you're scared to test it." Bruce's breathing remained steady. His hands stayed loose at his sides, but something flickered across his features. Calculation, perhaps, or recognition of the trap Ali had set. "Accept the challenge and risk everything. Refuse and confirm the doubt." The heavy bag swayed on its chain, creaking. The sound filled the silence between heartbeats. Ali's smile widened. He had Bruce exactly where predators want prey, backed into a corner with no path forward and no honorable retreat. Few could understand what Bruce felt in that moment, the weight of legacy pressing down like atmosphere at ocean depth. Bruce's voice stayed flat as the concrete beneath them. "I'm not scared, I'm realistic. You outweigh me by 75 pounds. The admission hung in the sweat-thick air. No deflection, no bravado, just mathematics. Ali's face shifted, a boxer recognizing an opponent lowering his guard. He stepped closer, close enough that Bruce had to tilt his head back to hold his gaze. The size difference became undeniable. Ali's shoulder was broader than Bruce's chest, then that settles it. Ali's grin spread wide. Size matters. Boxing beats kung fu. The words echoed off the walls, bouncing between heavy bags and empty corners. A declaration of victory without a single punch thrown. Bruce shook his head, slow, deliberate. Size matters in boxing. His voice dropped lower, controlled. In survival, target selection matters more. Ali's grin faltered. Just a flicker, but Bruce caught it. Target selection. Ali's hands rose slightly, instinct pulling them toward a fighting stance. What's that supposed to mean? The fluorescent lights buzzed overhead. Somewhere in the building, a pipe clanged. Bruce felt the shift, words transforming into something physical, something imminent. It means your size protects you in a ring, but against precision. He paused, letting the unfinished sentence coil between them. Your armor has gaps. Ali closed the distance, 3 steps that swallowed the space between philosophy and flesh. Prove it right now. Show me this target selection. His voice ricocheted off concrete walls, sharp as a jab. The challenge hung in the stale air like gunpowder waiting for a spark. Harold Thompson shifted his weight near the corner post, arms crossing tight over his chest, his jaw clenched. This wasn't sparring anymore. Ali spread his stance, rolling his shoulders back. He inhaled deep, abdomen expanding, then flexed. Every muscle locked into place, ridges of conditioning earned through 10,000 rounds, a fortress of scar tissue and endurance. Hit me in the body, full power. His grin widened. Show me your kung fu against my armor. The fluorescent lights cast shadows between each abdominal plate, a topographic map of dominance. Bruce's feet stayed planted, but his chest rose slower now. His fingers opened, then closed. Few could understand the weight of what Ali demanded. This wasn't about pride. One miscalculation, 1 inch off target, and he'd injure a man who'd done nothing except ask a question. If I hit you full power to the right target, you'll go down. Ali's smile didn't fade. But something flickered behind his eyes, curiosity laced with the faintest thread of doubt he'd never admit aloud. Ali's laugh ricocheted off the concrete walls, sharp and dismissive. Impossible. George Foreman hit me full power in Zaire. I'm still standing. Bruce's eyes narrowed, calculating angles and distances with surgical precision. Foreman hit your armor, I'll hit your gaps. The words hung between them like a challenge written in smoke. Ali spread his arms wide, chest exposed, muscles glistening under the harsh fluorescent glare. Then hit me. Harold shifted his weight near the heavy bag, jaw tight. The air tasted of old sweat and leather. Bruce stepped forward, 1 breath, 2. His shoulders dropped, tension draining from his frame like water. The gym noise faded, no shuffle of feet, no distant traffic from the strip outside. Only the electrical hum overhead, a persistent drone that marked each stretched second. His gaze locked onto Ali's ribcage, the intercostal spaces. The floating ribs beneath the fortress of muscle, time compressed. Bruce's hand rose, fingers extended like a blade. Ali's breathing slowed. The fluorescent tubes buzzed louder now, almost deafening in the stillness. 1 heartbeat, 2. The strike began, and in that suspended instant before contact, something irreversible shifted between survival and demonstration. Bruce's fingers shot forward, not a punch but a spear. The strike penetrated between Ali's 8th and 9th ribs, where cartilage gave way to nerve clusters. No muscle armor existed there. The floating ribs buckled inward under the precise pressure, and the intercostal nerves ignited like electrical wires touched to water. Ali's face twisted. His mouth opened, but no sound came. His knees buckled. He doubled over, hands clutching his right side, fingers desperate against flesh that offered no relief. The first gasp tore from his throat, raw, guttural. Harold rushed forward, boots scuffing concrete. Easy, champ, easy. But there was no easy. Ali's breathing came in shallow sips, each inhale driving a knife deeper into his ribcage. Sweat dripped from his chin onto the gym floor. His massive frame trembled. 30 seconds crawled past, 40. The pain refused to fade. Every breath scraped against inflamed nerves. 1 full minute. Ali straightened inch by agonizing inch, still cradling his side. His eyes met Bruce's, no longer mocking, no longer certain. Harold kept one hand on Ali's shoulder, steadying the unsteady champion. The question hung unspoken between them. What else could this man do that boxing had never prepared him for? The fire in Ali's ribs cooled to embers. His breathing deepened, steadied. He straightened vertebra by vertebra, one hand pressed against the strike zone. The muscles there felt bruised from the inside out. Harold hovered close, watchful. Ali's jaw tightened. That's not a legal punch. Bruce didn't move. Nothing I do is legal in boxing. Then what's the point? That's exactly the point. Bruce stepped forward, voice calm as stone. I don't fight by your rules. You asked me to prove target selection matters. I just did. Ali's hand traced the tender ribs, feeling where Bruce's fingers had penetrated muscle and found nerve. His face shifted. The competitive fire dimming, replaced by something sharper. Curiosity. You just taught me something. Ali's voice dropped lower, stripped of bravado. There's hitting hard and hitting smart. Bruce waited. Ali rotated his torso, testing the damage. Every boxer I've faced hits to break bones or rattle brains. You hit to shut down the system. Harold crossed his arms, silent. Ali looked at Bruce differently now, not as opponent, but as map to unexplored territory. What else don't I know about my own body? What other buttons can you push? They lowered themselves onto the ring apron, canvas rough beneath their legs. Ali rubbed his ribs, the phantom ache lingering. Show me everything. Bruce positioned himself at the heavy bag. The human body has 365 pressure points. I'll teach you 12 that end fights instantly. His fingers traced invisible maps on the leather surface. The temple, the philtrum, the solar plexus nerve cluster. Ali leaned forward, elbows on knees, watching Bruce's hands move with surgical precision. Each strike landed with a sharp thud that echoed differently, not the boom of power, but the crack of exactness. Where would you hit first in a street fight? Bruce murmured, not asking. Jaw, Ali answered automatically. Bruce shook his head. Eyes, throat, groin, knee, nothing that requires punching through muscle. His knuckles tapped the bag in rapid succession, demonstrating angles Ali had never considered. Harold stood motionless against the far wall, arms crossed, expression unreadable. Hours dissolved. The fluorescent lights seemed dimmer now, competing with pale gray seeping through the high windows. Sweat had dried to salt on their skin. Ali absorbed every word, every demonstration, his famous hands mimicking Bruce's precision strikes. Bruce paused mid-explanation, head tilting slightly. Footsteps approached from the corridor outside, heavy, multiple, unfamiliar. Dawn had brought witnesses neither of them had planned for. Harold appeared in the doorway, coffee cup steaming in his weathered hand. Just the janitor making rounds, he said, waving the man away with practiced authority. The footsteps retreated down the corridor. Silence reclaimed the gym. Ali pushed himself upright from the ring apron, joints crackling after hours on concrete. He faced Bruce, extending his calloused right hand between them. If we fought in a boxing ring under boxing rules, I'd win. Ali's voice carried no arrogance now, only clarity. If we fought in a street with no rules, you'd win. We're each king of our own kingdom. Bruce clasped the offered hand, grip firm and measured. That's the wisest thing I've heard a boxer say. Their palms pressed together, champion and philosopher, power and precision, two paths that would never truly cross but had intersected perfectly in this stolen night. Dawn light filtered through the high windows, painting golden stripes across the canvas. The air smelled of sweat and liniment and something else, understanding. Ali released first, flexing his bruised ribs gingerly. Harold held the door open. Cold December air rushed in from the Las Vegas morning. Bruce stepped through without looking back. Some lessons required no repetition. The heavy bag swayed gently in his wake.